Girls, now we are going to learn about few important properties of determinants. Okay, these properties are very important and we use all of these properties in the upcoming problems. Okay, first one, the value of a determinant is unaltered when its rows and columns are interchanged. So when its rows and columns are interchanged, we get the transpose of the matrix. Okay. So even in the transpose, the value of the determinant remains same. It is unaltered. Okay. The second property, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value of the determinant changes only in sign. Okay. We are not interchanging the whole matrix, just we are interchanging rows, two rows. Okay. Just we are interchanging two rows or columns. Okay. Now in that case, the value of the determinant changes only in sign. The number doesn't change, but its sign will change. For example, I can interchange the elements of the two rows, first row and second row, or first row or third row. I can interchange. Similarly, about the columns as well, first column and second column, or second one and third one, or first and third. Okay, I can interchange the elements. If I want to interchange, I should interchange all the elements. All the elements of the first row should come to the second row. Okay. If we interchange the elements of the determinant, the value doesn't change, but it changes only in sign. But the sign, opposite sign will come. If the value of this determinant isn't positive, then after interchanging the rows or columns of the determinant, you get the same value with the opposite sign. Okay, it's inverse. Let's go to the next property. If the determinant has two identical rows or columns, then the value of the determinant is 0. Okay, two identical rows, that means the elements of two rows are same. If the elements of two rows or columns are same, then the value of the determinant is 0. Fourth one, if all the elements in a row of a determinant are multiplied by constant k, then the value of the determinant is also multiplied by k. If we multiply the elements of one row, so here we have the matrix A. If I multiply the elements of one row, we have to multiply with all the elements of that row. Okay. If I multiply all the elements of the row by 2, okay, it's equal to, I am going to multiply R1, that is row 1 by 3. Okay. So if I multiply row 1 by 3, I get 3, 1 into 3, right? 2 into 3, it is 6. 3 into 3, it is 9. 2, 4, 6, 7, 5, 1. If I multiply all the elements of one row by some scalar, so here I multiplied all the elements of row 1 with 3, right? So all the elements of row 1 by 3, and I get some value for this determinant. If I calculate the value of this determinant, I get some number. Okay. So that number is equal to 3 into determinant value of A. Okay. So while simplifying or while evaluating this matrix or this determinant, you get some value. So that value into 3 is equal to this value, this scalar value. Okay, so this is the property. The fifth one, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are proportional, then the value of the determinant is 0. If two rows are proportional, that means, let's take this matrix A. The first row is 1, 2, 3, second row is 2, 4, 6, and the third row is 7, 5, 1. Okay. So, in the second row, from the second row, I can take the value, the element, the number 2 as common. So, 2 into okay, 2 into 1, 2, 3. The second element in the second row, okay, you can take 2 as common. So, the first term is 1 and the second term is 2 and the third one is 3. And in the third row, I am writing as it is. Okay. Now, look at this resulting matrix. We take 2 as common. The first 2 rows are same, right? So, in this case, if the 2 rows are identical or 2 columns are identical, the value of the determinant is 0. Okay. So, 2 into 0, that is equal to 0. Okay. So, the value of this determinant, if 2 rows or columns are proportional to each other, then the value of the determinant is 0. Sixth one, if each element in a row or column of a determinant is expressed as a sum of 2 or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as the sum of 2 or more determinants of the same order. We can split the matrix into 2. Okay. If any element in a row or column are expressed as the sum. Okay. For example, let's take this matrix A is equal to A, B, A plus X, C, D, C plus Y, E, F, E plus Z. Here, look at the third column. The third column, in the third column, all the elements can be expressed as sum of 2 elements. Right. So, we can split the whole matrix A into 2 matrices such as A, B, A, C, A, B, A, C, D, C, E, F, E plus A, the first 2 columns are same, A, B, X, C, D, Y, E, F, Z. Okay. So, I can express this determinant as the sum of these 2 determinants. Okay. Seventh one, the value of the determinant is unaltered when a constant multiple of the elements of any row is added to the corresponding elements of the different row in a determinant. Okay. So, here we have one matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So, if I add the elements with some order, R1 is equal to R1 plus R2, I can write like this. If I use this formula, R1 is equal to R1 plus R2, the resulting matrix will become R1, you have to add the elements of R1 and R2. So, here 1 plus 4, it is 5, 2 plus 5, it is 7, 3 plus 6, it is 9. The second row will become as it is, 4, 5, 6, it remains same, no changes, 7, 8, 9. So, only on the first row, I use this condition. Okay, R1 is equal to R1 plus R2. Even in this case also, the value of the determinant doesn't change. Similarly, you can apply the same concept in any rows or columns. I can write R3 is equal to R1 plus R3. Okay, you can use this kind of formulas for or relations for all the rows and columns according to the necessity of the problem. Evaluate 1a square minus bc, 1b b square minus ca, 1c c square minus ab. Okay, for the solution, by property 6, I split the third column. We can split the third column into 2. So, I split the whole matrix into 2 matrices, into the sum of 2 matrices. It is according to the sixth property. Okay, by property 6. So, now as this column, in this column all the numbers are negative, I will take the negative sign commonly. Okay. So, 1a square, 1b b square, 1c c square minus 1a bc, 1b ca, 1c ab. So, now we will keep the first matrix as it is and going to do some changes on the second matrix, only on the second matrix. Okay. So, without changing the values, I am going to multiply the row 1 by A, by another scalar A, and row 2 by B and row 3 by C. Okay. So, for that we have to divide the whole matrix by A, B, C. By dividing it and multiplying it with the same value, the value does not change. Okay. So, now we have to multiply row 1 by A. So, A square, ABC. Row 2 by B. So, B square, ABC. Row 3 by C. So, C square, ABC. Now, ABC in the third column, all the terms are same. So, we can take it outside. So, 1a square, 1b b square, 1c c square, the first matrix. So, minus, I am going to take this ABC outside. So, ABC divided by ABC to a square 1, b square 1, c square 1. Okay. Now, you can cancel it, ABC and ABC. 1a square, 1c c square, 1b b square, 1c c square. Now, I am going to interchange the columns of the matrix 2. So, while interchanging the columns, the value, the sign will change, right. So, the minus will become plus, and first I will interchange these two columns. So, A 1 A square, B 1 B square, C 1 C square, right. Okay. Now, I am going to interchange these two columns. Here we interchange that column. Now, I am going to interchange these two columns. While interchanging these two columns again, the sign will change it. 1a square, 1b b square, 1c c square. So, the plus will become minus, and now the matrix, the second matrix will be 1a square, 1b b square, 1c c square. Here we have interchanged columns 2 and 3, right. So, C1 interchanging, C2 and C3, 2 and 3 we have interchanged. Now, we are interchanging C1 and C2, the columns. Now, both the matrices are same. So, while subtracting it, you get 0. So, value of the matrix is 0. Prove that 1 by A, BC, B plus C, 1 by B, AC or CA, A plus C, 1 by C, AB, A plus B. Okay. So, now we have to find the solution and we have to calculate the value of the determinant and should prove that it is equal to 0. So, I will write the matrix, the given matrix. Now, as we were doing in the previous problem, I am going to multiply R1 by A, R2 by B and R3 by C. Okay. So, I am going to divide the whole determinant by ABC. As we are multiplying row 1 by A and row 2 by B and row 3 by C, we should divide the whole determinant by ABC. So, while multiplying the row R1 into A, okay, R2 into B, R3 into C. So, what will happen? 1 by A into A, so it will become 1 and it is ABC, it is A into B plus C. Similarly, the second one, while multiplying by B, I get 1 here, here ABC, here B into C plus A. The third one by C, we have to multiply the third row by C. So, you get 1 and here ABC and C into A plus B. Okay. Now, in the second column, all the terms are ABC. So, we can take it out, that is equal to, so I will take ABC commonly out from the determinant. So, ABC divided by ABC, 1, 1 A into B plus C, 1, 1 B into C plus A, 1, 1 C into A plus B. Okay. Now, look the determinant. Here the two columns are identical. These two columns are identical. If the two columns are identical, the value is 0. Right? The value of the determinant. If two columns or rows are identical, the value of the determinant will become 0. So, we can cancel here. So, 1 into 0, we get 0 only. So, hence we prove that the value of the determinant is 0. Prove that minus A square AB AC AB minus B square BC AC BC minus C square is equal to 4A square B square C square. We have to prove that the value of this determinant is equal to 4A square B square C square. Now, I will take the left hand side, A square minus AB, sorry, minus A square AB AC, AB minus B square BC and AC BC minus C square. Okay. Since we look at this determinant, the first row has the term A as common. Similarly, the second row B is common and in the third row C is common. So, I am going to take A from the first row and B from the second row and C from the third row. Okay. So, it will become minus A, it is we are taking A outside from R1. So, it is minus A, B, C. Similarly, B from R2. So, A minus B and C. Similarly, here A, B minus C. Okay. So, now from this determinant, the column A contains A, the column 1 contains A and column 2 contains B and column C contains, column 3 contains C as common terms. Okay. So, ABC into, again I am going to take A from column 1, B from column 2 and C from column C. So, A into B into C once again. So, this determinant becomes minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Can you understand? Here we have taken the common terms from row 1, row 2, row 3 as ABC. From this determinant, I am taking the common terms from column 1, column 2 and column 3. So, it is also ABC. So, A square, B square, C square. Now, I am going to find the value of this determinant. Okay. Shall we expand it according to row 1? So, minus 1 into minus 1, 1, 1 and minus 1. Similarly, minus 1 into 1, 1, 1 minus 1 plus 1 into 1 minus 1, 1, 1. Okay, so a square, b square, c square minus 1 into, what will come here? 1 minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 into 1 minus 1. Here minus 1 into, within brackets it is minus 1 minus 1. Okay, minus 1 minus 1. So plus 1 into, here 1 minus of minus 1. So it is plus 1. That's equal to a square, b square, c square. Here I have expanded the matrix. So minus 1 into 1 minus 1, it is 0. So this term will become 0. Here minus 1 into minus 2, right? Minus 1 into minus 2. Here plus 1 into 2. Here this will become 2. So 2 plus 2, it is 4. Right? So 4 a square, b square, c square. This is the value of this determinant. Singular matrix. A square matrix A is said to be singular if determinant A is equal to 0. That means the determinant value of the matrix is 0, then we call it as a singular matrix. Similarly, non-singular matrix means a square matrix A is said to be non-singular if determinant A is not equal to 0. If determinant A is not equal to 0, we call the matrix A as non-singular matrix.
When can a matrix be called singular? The definition is very simple. It's singular if its determinant equals 0. That's how simple the definition is. We say that matrix A is singular if the determinant of A is equal to 0. Else, it will be non-singular. If the determinant is equal to 0, then singular, and if the determinant is non-zero, then the matrix is non-singular. Just remember this, non-zero, non-singular. And needless to say, we are only talking about square matrices here, because only square matrices can have determinants. So we can say that a square matrix is singular if its determinant is 0 and non-singular if its determinant is non-zero. We should try out a couple of examples now. Is this matrix A singular? To know if it's singular, we need to find its determinant. What is the determinant of A? It will be this product minus this product. 1 multiplied with 8 minus 4 multiplied with 2. 8 minus 8 will give us 0. The determinant of A is 0, which means that matrix A is singular. Determinant 0, then singular. Okay, next matrix. Matrix B. Singular or non-singular? Pause and try. 1. 6 minus 4 gives us 2. Because it's non-zero, we can say that matrix B is non-singular. But why is this concept important? Where do we apply it?
Now we are going to learn about adjoint of a matrix. In the previous class, we learnt about minus and cofactors of a matrix. Okay, so adjoint of a matrix, we denote it as adj A. Okay, so adjoint of a matrix A is equal to Aij transpose. Okay, you know what is Aij? What is Aij? Aij is the general form of cofactor matrix, right? So transpose of a cofactor matrix is the adjoint of a matrix. So adjoint of a matrix A is the transpose of the cofactor matrix. Okay, so to find the adjoint of a matrix, first we have to find the cofactor matrix, then transpose it. Okay, example 12th example. Okay, find adjoint A for A is equal to 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay, this is the matrix A. We have to find the adjoint of this matrix. So A is equal to 2, 3, 1, 4. So to find the adjoint of a matrix, first we have to find its cofactor matrix. Okay, cofactor matrix we used to write it as in the form Aij. Okay, so first we have to calculate the cofactor matrix. So for the first term, cofactor of 2 is equal to, okay, so minus 1 power, it is the first position. So 1 plus 1, 4, that is equal to 4. Similarly, cofactor of 3, minus 1 power, first row second column. So 1 plus 2, if I leave that row and column, the remaining term is 1. So it is minus 1. Cofactor of 1, it is equal to minus 1 power, second row first column. So 2 plus 1, 3 into 3. 3 is the minor. Okay, so minus 1 cube, so it is minus 3. Again, cofactor of 4. Cofactor of 4 is equal to minus 1 power, second row second column. So 2 plus 2, it is 2. It is equal to 2. So the cofactor matrix is Aij is equal to 4 minus 1 minus 3, 2. Okay, in the respective places we have to write the cofactor matrix. Now we have to find the adjoint. So adjoint A is equal to transpose of the cofactor matrix. What is the cofactor matrix here? This is the cofactor matrix. So its transpose is equal to 4 minus 1 minus 3, 2. This is the adjoint of A. If A is equal to 2, 4 minus 3, 2, then find A inverse. So for all non-singular matrices, we can calculate its inverse. Okay. So A inverse, we denote inverse with this symbol A inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant A, adjoint of A. Okay, 1 divided by determinant A into adjoint of a matrix. So determinant A also we have to calculate, and adjoint of a matrix also we have to calculate. Okay, so first let us calculate the determinant value. The determinant value should not be equal to 0. Okay, so A is equal to 2, 4 minus 3, 2. So determinant A is equal to, how could we calculate the value? 2 2s are 4 minus 4 3s are 12. So it is minus 12. So minus of minus plus 12. It is equal to 16. So it is not equal to 0. So A is a non-singular matrix. Now we have to find the cofactor matrix. A is a non-singular matrix, so A inverse exists. Now we have to find the adjoint of the matrix A. For that we have to calculate the cofactor matrix. So cofactor of the first term 2, then cofactor of 4 Similarly, cofactor of minus 3 and cofactor of again 2. Okay. So, shall we calculate it? Minus 1 power 2, it is so 1 plus 1, the first row, first term, 1 plus 1, 2. So, similarly, in the fourth, for 4, cofactor of 4, it is the first, second row is in the second column, first row, second column. So, 1 plus 2 into minus 3. Okay. So, here it is minus 1 into minus 3, it is 3. Similarly, for minus 3, in second row, the first column, so minus 1 per 2 plus 1, second row, first column, 4. So, it is minus 4. Similarly, the last one, 2, it is second row, second column, so into 2. So, now we can write the cofactor matrix. Cofactor matrix is Aij. Okay. So, 2, 3, minus 4, 2. Okay. It is the cofactor matrix. With this cofactors, I will write the matrix. So, adjoint. What is adjoint? Adjoint A is the transpose of the cofactor matrix. So, you have to transpose it. 2, 3, minus 4, 2. Okay. This is the adjoint. Now, shall we calculate the inverse? A inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant A adjoint A. So, 1 divided by determinant A is 16. Adjoint A is 2 minus 4, 3, 2. Okay. This is the inverse of the matrix A. Example, 16th example. If A is equal to 2, 4, 4, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 3, then find A inverse. So, first we have to find A inverse. To find A inverse, we can calculate the inverse of a matrix for non-singular matrices alone. So, first we have to check whether it is singular or non-singular, and we can find the value of the determinant. So, determinant A is equal to 2, 4, 4, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 3. That is equal to 2 into 5, 4, 5, 3 minus 4 into 2, 4, 2, 3 plus 4 into 2, 5, 2, 5. We can expand according to any row or column. You can check. 2 into 15 minus 20 minus 4 into 6 minus 8 plus 4 into 10 minus 10. So, the third term will become 0. 10 minus 10, it is 0. So, it will become 0. Here 2 into minus 5 minus 4 into minus 2. 6 minus 8, it is minus 2. So, that is equal to minus 10 plus 8. It is equal to minus 2. Minus 2 is not equal to 0. So, minus 2 is determinant A. We need that value too, right? So, it is A is a non-singular matrix and A inverse exists. Okay. Now, we have to find the cofactor of this matrix. So, cofactor of all the elements we have to calculate. So, cofactor of 2 is equal to 2 is in the first position, right? First row, first column. So, minus 1 power 1 plus 1 and its minor. Its minor is 5, 4, 5, 3, right? Okay. So, we can cross multiply it. 5 3s are 15 minus 20. Okay. 15 minus 20. So, 15 minus 20 is minus 5. Minus 1 power 1 plus 1. So, it is plus 1. The value is minus 5. Similarly, the second one for 4, okay, it is in the first row, second column. So, 1 plus 2 power. And its minor is 2 3s are 6 minus 8. 6 minus 8. So, here minus 1, here minus 2, it will become plus 2. And again cofactor of 4, it is the first row, third column. So, minus 1 power 1 plus 3. and its minor is 2, 4, 2, 3. 2 3s are 6 minus 8. Not that, 2, 5, 2, 5. So 10 minus 10, it is 0. So the value is 0. Okay. Similarly, cofactor of 2. It is 2 is in the second row, first column. So minus 1 power 2 plus 1 power. Okay. Cofactor of 2, it is the in the second row, it is the first term. So minus 1 power 2 plus 1. So if I remove that row and column, 4, 4, 5, 3. That are the leftover terms. So 4 3s are 12 minus 4 5s are 20. Okay. So minus 1 power 3, it is negative. 12 minus 20, it is minus 8. So it is plus 8. Okay. Likewise, cofactor of 5 minus 1 power, in the second row, it is the second term. So minus 1 power 2 plus 2. If I remove that row and column, I get 2, 4, 2, 3. So 2 3s are 6 minus 8. Okay. So it is positive. 6 minus 8, it is minus 2. Likewise, we have to calculate the other terms also. So 4, it is the on the second row, it is third column. So minus 1 power 5, it is negative. So minus 2. Now 2, it is the first term in the third row. So third row, first column. So minus 1 power 3 plus 1, 16 minus 20, it is minus 4. Similarly, minus 1 power, the next one, minus 1 power 3 plus 2, third row, second column, 5. Okay. So minus 1 power 5, 8 minus 8, 0. So the value is 0. Minus 1 power 3 plus 3, third row, third column, the last element. So it is minus 1 power 6. And 10 minus 8, it is 2. Okay. So these are all the terms of the cofactors matrix. Now we will write it as a cofactor. So cofactor Aij is equal to, cofactor matrix Aij is equal to minus 5, 2, 0, 8, minus 2, minus 2, minus 4, 0, 2. This is the cofactor matrix. So adjoint of A is equal to transpose of the cofactor matrix. Okay. So what is the transpose here? Minus 5, 2, 0, 8, minus 2, minus 2, minus 4, 0, 2. This is the cofactor, the adjoint of the matrix. Now we can calculate the inverse. A inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant A adjoint A. So determinant A is minus 2. Remember that it is not the modulus value. It is so 1 divided by minus 2. Adjoint of A, minus irukum pogadu. Okay. Adjoint of A is minus 5, 8, minus 4, 2, minus 2, 0, 0, minus 2, 2. This is the inverse of the matrix A.